LeBron James is an argument magnet. You can pick one side of the fight, and no matter what you say or do, you're probably wrong. You know, the NFL had the chance to do the right thing. I believe that the NFL was going to be on the right side of history for the first time ever. Unfortunately, the NFL did what the NFL does. The impact that they've had on Toronto FC, it's undeniable. I understand that you have to defend your quarterback. I understand that you just can't come out and, say, well, we don't want this Sean anyways. I understand. I get it. I have to do this because I have to appreciate it. Hey, we're back. What's going on, everybody? This is Ray Rout, and welcome to Ray's Sports Rant for the Dean Blundell Network at deanblundell.com. Tip my hat to you. Thank you for tuning in here today on this Saturday, August the 20th, 2022. And listen, LeBron James will be staying with the Los Angeles Lakers for at least 2 years. The Lakers and LeBron James have agreed to a 2-year, $97.1 million contract. And for reasons that baffle me, people love to argue LeBron's status in the current NBA and in his all-time place. It's an argument heard over and over again, and I just don't get it. LeBron has dominated the NBA. He's not Michael Jordan. He'll never be Michael Jordan. But let's start putting some respect to his name, shall we? Earlier this week on ESPN, Stephen A. Smith and Mad Dog Chris Russo engaged in an insane argument about LeBron's all-time status in the NBA. And then over on Fox Sports, Shannon Sharpe says that LeBron is still the driving force of the Lakers and that LeBron is still the GOAT. So where does this all stem from? Where does this all go? It all stems with LeBron signing his brand new contract with the Lakers. So let's start with it there. Greg Backham of NBA.com wrote this article on August 18th, and he said LeBron James has agreed to a 2-year, $97.1 million contract extension through the 2024-2025 season with the Los Angeles Lakers, his agent announced Wednesday. The 37-year-old James is headed into his final year of his most recent contract with the Lakers, who signed the 4-time NBA Most Valuable Player and 4-time league champion in July 2018. The new deal means that the 18-time All-Star will make $46.7 million per season. Barring injury, James is likely to surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the NBA's career scoring king this winter. James and the Lakers also still hope to be in contention for another title. If James and Anthony Davis can return to full health after an injury-plagued 2021-2022 ended without a playoff appearance. James has missed significant portions of the season due to injury in 3 of the 4 years with the Lakers. He was largely healthy in the allotted 2019-2020 season when the Lakers won their franchise 17th NBA title in the Florida bubble, and he's been every bit the dominant player of his prime when at full strength in the ensuing 2 years. And of course, that's going to spark argument all over. And to my friends in the United States of America, you love a good screaming match between a couple of sports pundits. So I've got a couple of audio clips for people to listen to here. The first one comes from ESPN when Stephen A. Smith and Mad Dog argue over whether or not LeBron James is a top 3 player of all time in basketball.
Paul's going to pat himself on the back because LeBron James has made more money in his career than Kevin Durant. Who in America cares? I mean, geez, how about winning some championships? I don't know.
He's got 4.
Fair enough. How did he do last year? They didn't make
He's
the playoffs.
got 4.
He didn't make the playoffs.
He's got 4.
Yeah, well, he didn't make them. He also joined Wade and Bosh in Miami to get a couple. Take it easy. Take it easy. I give him all this. I know how great he is. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, we're going to sit there and we're going to take fouls because he's made more than Kevin Durant? Who in America cares? That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Here's what LeBron should have done. He should have gone to the ownership and said, listen, I've been paid $1 billion. We last year were awful. You do what you have to do to make our team better and make us a better basketball team, and then I'll pick up the crumbs after that. I have made $1 billion. I don't need any more money. For LeBron to make $97 million for 2 years and then basically take bows that now he's the highest paid guaranteed player in the history of the NBA, that is a terrible look. Nobody wants to see that because it's about championships. His legacy, Stephen A., is not going to be how much money he makes when his career is over. His legacy is going to be where is he in the top 10 in the history of the NBA and how many championships does he win? Don't give me that nut look. I mean, that's the legacy. If they're going to have a statue outside of that out of the arena, and right now he doesn't have that, but he's made $535 million in guaranteed money, pipe down. Nobody wants to hear that nonsense.
Okay.
And now you're going to try to support him?
I totally am.
Oh, you're crazy.
First of all, a couple of things.
You're crazy.
I like this move. Like
LeBron James is not getting a statue outside of the Staples
Well, if he
Center.
won another one, he would.
No, you got to be there for a while. You can't just get statues outside of the Staples Center. You didn't put in the time Magic and Kareem and Kobe and them put in as a Laker in the purple and gold. No.
What if he
You've
gets
been a
3
mercenary.
rings?
Excuse me?
What if he gets 3 rings with
Well,
the
that
Lakers?
ain't gonna happen.
What
That's
if
not
he-
gonna happen.
if he did?
That's
Would
not
you
gonna.
consider
All right,
a
I'd
statue?
reconsider, but I
Thank you.
sincerely doubt it. Okay, that's not gonna happen. That's number one. But having said all of that, first of all, in terms of where he's gonna be at, I'll tell you where he's easily gonna be. LeBron James is the top 3 player in the history of basketball. Top.
No, he's not.
3.
No, he's not.
Hold on. LeBron James is not top 3 in the history of basketball.
Better than Kareem.
Excuse me. I said top 3. Kareem, Jordan, and LeBron.
No, Kareem.
Kareem, Jordan, and LeBron.
Russell.
The 11 championships in 13 years. But I'm saying, Russell was a great champion. Russell was a great champion, but he was not the player that LeBron James is. LeBron James is top 3 talent in the history of basketball. Top 3 player in the history of basketball.
Or player? Which one is it?
Both. Top 3 all time.
Wrong.
Oh, my God.
I'm not doing this with you 1,000 times.
LeBron James is not top 3 all time.
Well, hold on now. He's not better than Kareem. He's not better than Jordan. And Russell's won 11 and 13 years.
Excuse me. Kareem, the resume is impeccable. 19-time All-Star, 6-time champion,
He's not
6-time
better than Kareem.
MVP,
That's not
all-time
fair.
leading scorer.
That's not fair.
Listen. I get that, but again, when I'm thinking about centers and needing guards to get you the ball, but that's a different subject for another day. You want to debate is between LeBron and Kareem as 2 and 3, but there's no question that LeBron James at the worst is a top 3 player in the history of basketball since the game was invented. I don't want to hear that. It's just blasphemous. It's just blasphemous.
I'll tell you what. Let me finish.
Let you finish. I'll let you talk. You actually
I'm
tell
going to give you the 2 guys that I take over LeBron in a big game.
Go ahead.
Magic and Bird.
I mean, sometimes I feel like it's just unnecessary yelling between these sports pundits. Like, I really just debate with myself, like, is this real? Do they really believe what they're saying? I mean, maybe they have passion, but are they that passionate about it? Like, I've gotten into some screaming matches with like some of my podcast partners on Who's Got Next, but I mean, like, they are far and in between. The way that these pundits just scream at each other, it's crazy sometimes. And I got a segment called Ray's Sports Rants where I come and rant about sports and give my opinion on it. But it's crazy. There was some reaction to that clip. I did find them on Twitter. Probably should have grabbed them from YouTube, but I grabbed them from Twitter. Let's look at it right here. James R. O'Reilly says, I don't know who needs to hear this on a Friday, but LeBron James is not a top 3 all time. He has lost way more than he won. This isn't an argument or a debate. It's factual. Let's be honest. He literally just found a jump shot 2 years ago. Jimmy says, when they don't make the playoffs again under LeBron's tenure, we can talk about how valuable he is. He saddles them with Westbrook, and now they couldn't afford a thing. And let's look at one more here who says a bargain would be only taking $5 million a year if he truly wanted to win. It would open up the salary for better players to join, and he could just live off their $995 million in the bank or make a few commercials to make up the difference. So LeBron James has made a ton of money. We know that. I never understand why people get so hung up on players' money. The NBA, as we know, the salary cap is a bit of a fictional number. And, you know, the Lakers got the money to do what they need to do. So you've got Stephen A. arguing that LeBron is a top 3 of all time. He puts him at number 3 behind Kareem and behind Michael Jordan. And then you go over to Fox News where Shannon Sharpe is a huge LeBron James fan. And I didn't get this in the clip, but in this same segment, he refers and says that LeBron James is still the GOAT. But let's listen to what Shannon has to say.
Today, Pelinka said, quote, LeBron is a generational basketball player who has proven to be even more impactful as a human being. We are thrilled to continue our partnership with him, ensuring he's a driving force of Lakers culture for years to come. The Lakers platform has proved again and again to be an ideal place for the game's all-time greats to thrive and achieve. We are thankful LeBron has experienced the power of that. With his transcendent talent, unrivaled passion, and dedication to causing powerful change in our society, LeBron continues to cement his legacy in Los Angeles and around the globe. Some pretty powerful words from Pelinka. Shannon, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you like what he said?
I love what he said. I gave it a 10 because it's all true. LeBron changes the expectations of hoping to win to expecting to win. Even at age 37, Skip, he's still one of the 4 or 5 best players in all of the league. I don't think he's the best player. That distinction goes to Giannis. For me, we can debate that another day in time, but he's the face of the NBA and still one of the faces of the NBA around the world. So, Skip, you can have all the talent in the world, but if the culture isn't right, we saw that in Brooklyn, right? They had 3 top 10 players, 3 top 12 players, and one of them wanted to leave, and they still had 2, and they got them nowhere. And so for me, Skip, he establishes a culture within an organization. You see it's being reported before they go to training camp, he's already trying to set something up, the team, where they can go on their own. No coaches, none of that other stuff. This look like this is going to be headed to San Diego, could be Las Vegas. But that's what LeBron James brings. That's what comes with the LeBron James. Now, and everybody like, well, LeBron. Do you remember what the Lakers were before LeBron showed up? The 5 seasons before LeBron came, the Lakers had the worst record in the league and had missed the playoffs 5 straight seasons. He's been here 2 years. He's missed the playoff twice. He's won a title, and he's been to the playoff the other time. So 2 times in the playoffs, 2 times out of the playoffs, and he's won a title. The 5 years before that, they had the worst record in the NBA, and they had missed the playoff 5 straight times. So all you guys, Laker Nation out there bumping your gum, talking about LeBron ain't do this and LeBron ain't do that, just remember what you were before he got here.
Just remember what you were before he got here. That final argument by Shannon was what kind of struck home for me, of just how poor the Lakers were. They did win a championship. Now there's a lot of questions around the bubble championships. I mean, I go back, I support Bayern Munich, who won the Champions League in that COVID year, a different format than the regular Champions League. Should it be tainted? Should there be an asterisk beside it? I say no, but selfishly I say that. However, I think I can accept an argument from somebody who believes, yeah, there should be some sort of asterisk beside a COVID championship or a bubble championship or whatever you want to call it. I'm not here to debate or to give my definitive opinion on whether or not LeBron James is a top 3 player. I'm just here to talk about what everybody else is. However, I do believe that there's a lot of disrespect to the LeBron James name and that people really do need to start respecting it just a little bit more. However, let's finish off. We got a couple of more tweets that I picked out today, people talking about LeBron, and then that'll kind of wrap up the show for today. So this tweet comes from the Liberty Truth. He says that, look at how many games LeBron and AD have been injured since the bubble, where no travel was required. Home teams can't count on LeBron even playing, so he's not box office anymore. There are also many better teams out there to spend money to see. So taking it from a fan's perspective, the final one comes from, I agree, Michael Jordan was more athletic. Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, rookie MVP, in Kareem's absence, center forward, guard, Larry Bird, Lou Alcindor, and a all bona fide better. And listen, the greatest of all time, top 3 of all time, all of that type of stuff, eras. These are arguments that'll happen forever. Brady or Montana. Well, people in my generation who are, true football fans, especially someone like me who's a Patriots fan, we're going to say Brady. San Francisco fans, people from the 80s are going to say Montana. Wayne Gretzky's probably the only, in my opinion, undisputed GOAT of their sport. And I'm sure there's some people over in Edmonton that'll be arguing for that Connor McDavid kid. Anywho, that's it. I'm done. I'm finished. Happy Saturday for anybody who's watching this live. I appreciate y'all tuning in on a Saturday night for Ray Sports Rant for the Dean Blundell Network at deanblundell.com. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at DPN_Ray. If you can, check out my website, rayroute.com. I put all of my content over there for everybody to see. And that's pretty much it. I'll be back tomorrow. Until next time, take care. You're all legit.